So, you want to open a gym in America, and in your head, the picture is already clear. A shiny building, rows of treadmills, people sweating happily, and money rolling in every single month like clockwork. And here is the truth. Nobody tells you before you sign that lease. A gym is not really a fitness business, it is a payment collection machine that happens to have dumbbells inside it. And once you understand that one idea, everything else about this industry starts to make sense. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly how gyms in America really make their money. And why so many of them look packed and still end up broke. Let us start at the very beginning, the day you decide to open the doors. Picture yourself walking into an empty concrete box in a strip mall somewhere in Texas or Ohio or Florida. No mirrors, no machines, just bare walls and a dream. That empty box alone can already cost you a fortune before you even touch a barbell. Most commercial landlords in America will ask for 3 to 6 months of rent locked away as a deposit. Then comes the part almost every new owner underestimates: the floor itself. Rubber flooring strong enough to survive a dropped barbell without cracking the concrete underneath can run you anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000. Then think about the locker rooms, the showers, the plumbing that has to handle constant moisture. That alone can add another $10,000 to $50,000. And here is the one almost nobody thinks about until it hits their bank account. A normal retail space is built for shoppers walking around slowly, not for 100 people breathing hard and sweating. American building codes actually require a specific amount of fresh air per person exercising, which means you need an industrial strength ventilation system, and that upgrade alone can cost $50,000 or more. So before you have sold a single membership, a modest gym in the United States can already require somewhere between $300,000 and over $1 million just to open the front door. And yes, that number should make you pause for a second, because most people picture opening a gym like opening a lemonade stand, and the truth looks nothing like that. Now let us talk about the machines themselves, because this is where a lot of new owners fall into a trap. A single commercial treadmill built to survive daily use can cost $2,000 to $8,000. And a real gym floor needs at least 10 of them. Add strength machines, power racks, benches, and dumbbells, and your equipment bill alone can land between $40,000 and $250,000. Now, here comes the decision that quietly shapes your entire financial future. Do you buy the equipment outright, or do you lease it? Buying feels safe because you own it, nothing hanging over your head. But buying drains your cash exactly when you need it most, during those first uncertain months when members are still trickling in slowly. Leasing sounds smarter at first. Small monthly payments, easy upgrades. But here is the catch. Lease financing on equipment in America often carries an interest rate around 8% a year, which means over time you end up paying far more than the machines were ever worth. And if your gym struggles, that lease does not care. The payments keep coming no matter what. So whichever path you choose, you have just locked yourself into a fixed monthly cost that shows up whether 10 people walk in that day or 200. And that is not all, because now we need to talk about location, and this is where most first-time owners in America get it completely wrong. They think a good location just means a busy street, but the real number that matters is much smaller. Roughly 80% of a gym's members come from within a 10 to 15-minute drive. That is it. That is your entire real market, not the whole city, just a small circle around your front door, and inside that circle, the income level of the people living there has to actually match what you are charging. A fancy gym charging $150 a month cannot survive in a neighborhood built around tight family budgets, no matter how beautiful your equipment looks. And in a major American city, a visible storefront can cost you anywhere from $25 to over $100 per square foot every year. Pick the wrong side of that gap, and you have locked yourself into rent your own neighborhood simply cannot support. Now, here comes the part of this business that actually explains everything else: the membership itself. Imagine every single person who signs up for your gym falls into one of two futures. In the first future, they show up religiously 3 times a week for a full year. In the second future, they come twice in January, feel proud of themselves, and then quietly stop coming while still paying every single month. And here is the surprising part that flips the whole industry upside down. The second person is actually more valuable to your gym than the first one. The person who trains 3 times a week uses hot water, wears down the treadmill, needs clean towels, and takes up space. Every single visit quietly costs you real money. But the person who paid in January and never came back costs you almost nothing at all, no water, no towels, while their payment still lands in your account. Across the fitness industry in America, roughly 2 out of every 3 paying members rarely or never actually use the gym they are paying for, and that is basically the business model. A gym with 6,000 paying members could never physically fit even a fraction of those people on the floor at the same time. Fire codes simply would not allow it. So the gym is not really selling access to a room. It is selling a bet that most people will not show up at the same time and that a large chunk will barely show up at all. There is a seasonal pattern in America. A huge wave of new members floods in every single January, driven by New Year resolutions. Gyms lean into this hard with cheap sign-up deals. But the same wave that rushes in fast rushes back out almost as quickly. A large share of new members stop showing up within just a few months. Smart gym owners plan their entire year around it, using that January cash wave to build a financial cushion that carries them safely through the quieter summer months. Now, let us talk about why leaving a gym in America is so often harder than joining one. Many membership contracts require you to cancel in writing, sometimes with 60 days of notice, which guarantees the gym collects at least 1 more month of payment, even after you decided to leave, and a large share of cancellations happen simply because a credit card expired. This friction has caught the attention of regulators. Several cities have started pushing rules requiring that canceling be just as easy as signing up, which tells you something important about this industry. If a gym's survival depended purely on happy, engaged members who love showing up, it would never need to make leaving this difficult in the first place. But here is what nobody tells you about the hidden costs either. Playing music in a commercial gym is not the same as home. You are legally required to pay for licensing. The fines for playing unlicensed music in a commercial space can run into the tens of thousands of dollars per song, so your workout playlist can quietly become a legal nightmare. Treadmills do not run forever either. Heavy daily use wears down belts far faster than a home gym. Most mid-sized gyms budget $1,000 to $3,000 a month just for repairs. Add electricity, hot water, and constant ventilation, and utility bills alone can land anywhere between $1,000 and $6,000 a month. None of these numbers look scary on their own, but stacked together month after month, they quietly eat away at the exact profit margin every new owner was counting on. Some of the biggest gym chains in American history collapsed into bankruptcy, not because people stopped wanting to work out, but because they built their empire on debt. And that leads us to the real formula behind every profitable gym: monthly membership fee multiplied by number of members minus your fixed costs. If your gym has $30,000 in monthly expenses and you charge $90 a member, you need roughly 340 paying members just to break even. Reaching that break-even point rarely happens overnight. Most new gyms in America need somewhere between 1 and 2 years of steady growth before real profitability. And membership itself is never a stable line. The average American gym loses between 30 and 40% of its members every single year. Which means if you have 500 members today, you may need hundreds of new members over the year just to stay exactly where you started. That is not growth, that is running in place. This is exactly why the smartest gym owners build A second engine, personal training, a coach running a small group session can multiply their income per hour. In the best case scenario, a solid, mid-sized, independent gym in America can generate $500,000 to $1.5 million a year in revenue, with the owner personally taking home anywhere from $70,000 to well over $150,000 a year, which is a genuinely strong outcome. But in the realistic scenario, 2 or 3 ordinary things go slightly wrong, cancellations run high, a competitor opens nearby, and equipment breaks down. Suddenly, that same gym can slide into a loss, and none of that shows up as one dramatic event. Just a slightly higher cancellation rate and a heavier repair bill stacking month after month. So if you are seriously thinking about opening a gym, study your 10-minute radius, decide early on equipment, and build a cash reserve for 18 months. Treat personal training as a serious second business and plan around the January rush, respect the real numbers behind the dream, and you give yourself a shot at building something that lasts. If this video opened your eyes to how this industry really works, drop a comment and tell me which number surprised you the most, and share this video with someone who has ever dreamed about opening their own gym.